So this recipe is Lima. Yeah. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you guys a super easy almond milk recipe that only requires 4 simple ingredients and a food processor. And these are all ingredients that you probably have lying around the house somewhere, so it's a great way to put them to use, especially since it's cheaper to make this recipe at home than to buy generic almond milk in stores. I also used this milk in the smoothie video that I made last week, so I'm gonna link that in the description below or somewhere on the screen. All right, let's get started. So the specific things that you're gonna need for this recipe are some salt, vanilla extract, and here I have some almonds that I've soaked in water for about 12 hours, but you can also soak this overnight. So here I have half a cup of almonds and I just poured enough water into the container to completely submerge them. And I also have some salt in here because that actually helps break down the acid and the enzymes in the almonds, and that helps make for a much more creamy milk when you put that in the food processor. And as always, I'm gonna have the specific measurements for each ingredient listed down below in the description box. So the first step to actually start making our almond milk is to rinse off these almonds right here, because as you can see, they're really cloudy and dirty, and it looks like almost some mud has been dropped in there. So we definitely don't want that, but this is a good thing. Don't be scared if your solution looks like this. This just means that we have to rinse off our almonds with some filtered water before we start making our recipe. Here I have my food processor, my half cup of freshly soaked and cleaned almonds, 2 cups of water, 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and some salt that I'm gonna use for flavoring. So now we're gonna put it all in our food processor. So this recipe that I have here, I do not include any sweeteners, but obviously if you want some sweeter almond milk, you can very easily add some honey, maple syrup, or even some dates. That's all up to you. This recipe also makes a very milk-like texture, but if you prefer your almond milk to be much thicker, you can always add less water or just some more almonds. And if you prefer it to be thinner, you can always add more water and less almonds. So I put just a sprinkle of salt. It's all to your taste preference. And then just pulse it until you have a really nice and creamy texture. Alright, so I just finished blending this for about 2 minutes in the food processor. Now all I'm going to do is strain it through a cheesecloth. So this is what my mom uses to make cottage cheese, but you can also strain it through a really thin kitchen towel or possibly even a t-shirt. However, I definitely would recommend using this cheesecloth. It just makes the process a lot smoother. Once you have your almonds poured into the cheesecloth, you just want to grab it all in one mixture and try to squeeze as much of the milk out of the ground almonds as you can. So it's going to involve just a little bit of brute strength, but you want to get the almonds inside of the cheesecloth as dry and as separated from the milk as possible. This does spoil very quickly. It can only last about 3 days in the fridge. But if you know that you can use a lot of this in a few days, then feel free to double or triple this recipe, whatever meets your needs. All right, so I've got this about as separated as I can, and you can actually use the ground almonds that you have left in your cheesecloth, put them in the oven, dry them out a little bit, and you have homemade almond flour as well. So this recipe is amazing. It makes almond milk, can also make almond flour. So here's our finished result. This recipe makes about 2 cups of milk and you can enjoy it in so many different ways. Whether it's baking some cupcakes or cakes in your oven or just putting it in your smoothies. It is one of the best replacements available out there for milk. Now don't forget to like and subscribe as well as ring the notification bell because I'm going to be posting new delicious guilt-free recipes once every single week. Bye guys!